set you rolling general already and slow, people fast. And also, thank God for all that He has done. And this evening, we'll be looking at Ecclesiastes and yeah, just chapter 1, verse 1 to 4. And in the light of yeah, in light and the words of Solomon himself. And I think, like I said, it's probably timely, probably the right, message for this period of time. Yes. So title this message, Living in 2025, Life Under the Sun or Life Under the Sun. So we have two suns. Okay. The sun is the one that lights up the whole earth, because the one that helps us to distinguish between day and night, that's the sun. And we have sun. Okay, that's the male child of the father. Okay, it's called sun. So it's living 25, living under the sun or living under the sun. And so as we in year 2025, it's actually January. You know, this is to remind us, of the ever-changing way of nature in our lives. That is, we all would grow in age, we all would grow in stature, we would grow in different areas of life. And yeah, it's not just a reset of calendar, but it's a way of acknowledging that we are growing. We are aging, either in stage, either in life, either in our journey. Some of us, we met our goals last year, and we are we've set in, another some goals rolling already, just in January and all that. So this means that, our lives is always evolving and is expected to be ever changing because of the nature, of our well-being, of our existence, like. And so the world that we are in, promises successes, promises happiness, and fulfillment, through our achievements and efforts. But yet, many of us, find these promises falling short. And sometimes we get to be asking ourselves, so after I have achieved this, what is next? Is there a full stop? Is there going to be a full stop? Is there going to be peace of mind? Is this the end of everything? After you graduate from university to BSc, you want to go further. There's still more to go and go and go. Until we so, I don't know what is next after doctorate, but you is just all going after things. Do we find peace in them? Do they give us lasting joy? Do they give us fulfillment? Or because we are still, in search of fulfillment in all these things, we keep on, going through them, keep on searching for them, keep on going deeper and deeper in them for us to be able to find that fulfillment. And so this sermon, because the two parts, the two-way, and we're treating the first point, which is life under the sun. So I'm going to be looking at life under the sun. SUN, life under the sun. And brothers and sisters, like I said, this message might be timely, might be on point, it might put us, on the edge for us to, okay, this year, we putting God first, or we are going to put every other thing first. January is the first one of the year. So what are we going to put
Hello, is anybody hearing anything or it's just me?
I can't hear. It seems frozen.
Okay.
Oh,
Hello, can you hear me?
okay, now we can hear you. You don't have to turn on your,
Hello,
we can hear you now.
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go on, continue. We can hear you now. You might want to speak a bit louder. Your voice is not very audible, but we can hear
Yeah,
you.
I'm looking at that right now. All right. Can you all hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. These are the things we have to deal with. So sorry for the network issues. All right, so I was saying that we're going to be looking at the words from Ecclesiastes and from chapter 1, verse 1 to 4, which captures the frustration of life lived apart from God. Okay, so we usually know that Solomon wrote this book, probably, and he also has a lot of conversion to do. It's where he wrote his convictions. Is more or less like pouring out his heart, where he has experienced his chapters of life and all that, and even back telling more of writing about himself, his portfolio and all that. If I can put it that way. So, um, just taking it from chapter 1, verse 1 to 4, and it reads, it says, the words of the teacher, son of David, king in Jerusalem. Meaningless, meaningless, utterly meaningless. Everything is meaningless. What do people gain from all their labors at which they toil under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains forever. You know, looking at the scripture this evening, it sounds very, very hard because nobody wants to hear that at this point in time. It's too early, would say. It's too early for for some of us. For some of us, it is hard so that we can know what we are doing, what we are about to get ourselves involved in. And also, I would say it's also a good way of helping our perspectives in terms of building or aligning our resolutions with God this year. Now, the person in this picture that is speaking is Solomon. Okay, and at this point, it's kind of reflecting on everything that he has gone through, everything that he had, all that he has lived through. We all know Solomon, richest man, and we all know his ending. He ended up regretting. He ended up with regrets. He had everything that he ever wanted. The money, is it wealth? Is it gold? He had everything. He had wisdom. Almost like nothing was withheld from him. He had everything. Just as Bible should call it. But this is him still talking here, saying meaningless, meaningless. I made it emphasize more on it that it's meaningless. Everything is meaningless. And just like it's teacher King Solomon, a man, like I said, of unmatched wisdom, unmatched wealth, reflects, on the filthy of life under the sun, a life that is connected from God. And therefore he concluded that without God, all is meaningless. Why is this coming up this evening? Why now? Why January? This is coming up for us to, like I said, to help us realign with our excitements, with our zeal, with the energy we want to start strong, the energy we want to use to pick up the race. You understand? The energy we want to use to fly, but jump, teleport, through January with energy, with full strength and all that. Like, okay, this is if 2025 is going to be good. It has to be January, it has to be the first 3 months or whatever have you. But that's not the case. My brothers and sisters, if we are to journey well, if we are to make sure that we are able to come across and achieve the goals of this year that you and I have written down already, we need to ask ourselves, is it under, are these things, planned? Are they resolutions that are planned under the sun? Now, under the sun means, are they those things that you literally just plan without God? Are they those goals that, hey, God is not even in the picture? Are they those resolutions that God is probably the last thing that you thought of? You understand? So what happens under the sun? What happens under the sun? What is the life under the sun? So under the sun, the vanity of earthly pursuits is what we have under the sun. Everybody under the sun is working tirelessly. Everybody under the sun, we are running helter and skelter to make sure that we have a living. Under the sun, we go after things that we may never catch. We chase things that we may never catch. And Solomon describes the pursuit of success, wealth, and pleasure as chasing after the wind. Though we may achieve much, these accomplishments, but they may fade over time. And that's why most time we are always looking forward to the next thing. We are not satisfied with where we are. Even when we feel like, oh, I think this is enough, but it's still not enough. Because we just want to keep acquiring. We know the reality that it's not gonna last. So we want to keep on filling up. And the reality is that it will not stay. It will not stay. And that is why we always keep going to work, keep going to keep checking our bank accounts whenever we withdraw money. That's why we're always skeptical of the prices and all that. That's why we're always going to more educational institutions, because we know that what we have is not enough. When you feel is enough, you slack, you lose things, you will not feel fulfilled. And because of our fulfillment, our system of fulfillment, because it's not based on God, we'll keep running after those things. We'll keep having our mindset that we need to keep refueling that point, that source of where our fulfillment comes in. Right? And that's why we have to go to work. We have to work ourselves, even times two, to make sure that I will find our fulfillment in some areas of life. Now, Solomon himself, who in all areas was successful, he had wealth, he had everything on at the tips of his fingers. He's the one that is saying that is as if we're chasing the wind. And he was successful. He acknowledged that he was successful. He said all that made him successful, all that he sees will fade over time. And today, where is Solomon's wealth? Where is everything at this time? Even the temple that I built with gold and all that, where is that temple now? Where are those things? Where is properties? Where is everything at this time? So everything on this earth is available to us for a while. And sometimes we are the one that will not leave it alone. So point here is the vanity of earthly pursuits. We need to be mindful of that. The vanity of earthly pursuits. We must be mindful of that. making sure that yes, as long as we want to live better lives, want to do well, want to acquire this and that, let's not make it the front burner of our purpose in life, of our journey in life, especially as disciples. What do people gain from all their labors at which we toil under the sun? Ecclesiastes 1 verse 3. So I want to ask you this question this night. Have you ever worked hard for something you thought would bring happiness, but only to feel empty after achieving it? Have you ever worked hard for something you thought would bring happiness, but only to feel empty after achieving it? I have felt that a lot of times. Solomon's reflection is timeless. It has no bound because we use it every now and then. Our parents use it, elderly people use it, we hear it in between sermons, we see it in lives, we see it in life issues, we see it in life's drama, we see it around us. So Solomon's reflection is timeless. And he said, earthly pursuits, we need to watch out for that. If that is our front burner, that is what is driving us, that is what is sustaining us, or that is giving us joy, or that is the source of our fulfillment, then it cannot fill the void in our hearts because it will detach us from God. And so God blessed Solomon, gave him everything he asked for. I'm sure he used it well at some points, and at some points, he didn't use it well anymore. He had wealth beyond any human on earth, and that also created distraction, detachment from God. So the second point is, what do we expect from the life under the sun? That's the burden of striving. Burden of striving. So when we chase after the vanity of life, the vanity of earthly pursuits, then we will feel the burden of striving. Brothers and sisters, life under the sun can feel like an endless circle of efforts and exhaustion. As Solomon writes, he says, all things are worrisome, more than one can see. The eyes never has enough of seeing, nor the ear feels of hearing. That's Ecclesiastes 1, verse 8. Now, what is this scripture saying? It's describing our modern lives perfectly. We chase after more money, more recognition, more possession, but it's never enough. That is our reality. Everything is never enough. Even if you have $100,000 right now, it's still not enough. Nobody will say, I have made it in life with $100,000. Let me now live my life to the fullest. You would invest that money into something. You would want more. You say, oh, now that I have 100,000, it means I can have another 100,000. And so the burden of striving continues because you are not fulfilled at that point, at the pursuit of vanity, because you know that that money is going to finish. Whether I like it or not, it is going to finish. And when it is finished, I don't have another source for it. And it's not like it's going to be regenerating as you are spending it or you are using it, whether you're using it wisely or you are lavishing it, it is going to finish. So it's not going to regenerate as it will come. It will take you extra to do that. And so you would automatically invest the money. And so the burden of striving will continue. When do we stop? When will we stop this striving? We will only stop it at the point of death, because it's only a dead man, a dead woman that will not worry about money, will not worry about wealth, will not worry about achievement, fulfillment, and all that, because he or she does not exist anymore. But the point here is, you and I, because we have God in us, He lives in us, He wants us to see, understand that living under the sun will not bring us fulfillment, will not bring us peace. It will just put us under continuous and infinite loop of striving to work ourselves to the very end. However, when we look towards God, when we focus on Him, even yes, you know that He said, of course, put your plan before me, and I'll bless the works of your hand. Yes, He said, you must work to eat, must do all that. And also said, do not worry about all those things. He knows what He's saying, because He knows that He is going to provide all those things for us. However, when we choose to say, okay, I want to take all this into my hands, I have this skill, I have this talent, can't allow all this to go to waste. You know, I have to work for it. It have to pay me back. Look, most like people say, I went to school for 4 years, 6 years, 7 years. These 7 years have to start to pay me back. You know, but God has actually made plans for all that. So my brothers and sisters, well, don't find fulfillment in, of course, you can't find fulfillment in the things of the world. You can't find fulfillment in all those things. If you can't find fulfillment in all those things, definitely you will keep striving and striving to the point of burden. And that's where we'll now become weak, we'll get distracted, we'll stop following God, we'll deviate from His presence, and then a lot of our attention will be shifted to the pursuits of life on earth, and no longer pursuits eternal life, heaven. So the third point, which would be the cap up for tonight, and that would position us for continuation on Sunday. Now, the last point is the emotions of a life without anchor. The emotions of a life without anchor. So after all is said and done, life under the sun, what we experience? Vanity of earthly pursuits. So when you are chasing that, you have to keep fueling yourself, fueling that source. But you keep fueling the pursuits, increasing your pursuits to keep, getting your fulfillment. And when you keep doing that, there's no stop. You get tired, you get weary. And some people die even on the journey of doing that, and they never make it. And what does that mean? Keep striving. Some people strive to point of death, and nothing to hold on to. And so they are with the burden of striving. And so the emotions of life without anchor. So when we live our lives under the sun is not bad. God created the sun. But when we live our life in the worldly manner, the emotions of life, would creep into us and it will control us. We'll see things happening around. We also want to do it. We also want to meet goals. We want to achieve this and that. We're running out and scatter. We'll chase many things at the same time and forget to chase God because there's no anchor. And when there's no anchor, everything that we do is around the compass of situations around our lives or in our lives. So without God, life becomes emotionally turbulent. Fear, anger, and sadness will dominate, as we face uncertainty and unmet expectations. So that is it. When we choose to run with excitement, dollar goals, resolutions, and God is not in them, or it's not the front burner of our resolutions. By the time we start to see the results, or we start to put in efforts, and they are not turning out well. And maybe for others, they turn out well, but for you, it's not turning out well. It starts to set in some turbulence, emotional turbulence in our lives. Why? Because God is not in the plan. God, you didn't align your plans with Him, your goals with Him. You didn't even have plans for God in your life. And so therefore, when things don't go as you expected, you'll be fearful, be angry, be sad, because it's not going your way. And that's why sometimes we face unmet expectations. That's why we meet things that we don't warrant, or we have a change of direction every now and then. But Solomon, totals everything up here. He says, what has been will be again. What has been will be again. And what has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. I read again. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. So, ìtumọ̀ ni pé what I have done, what you will do, what somebody else will do, there's nothing new about it. So if you run from now to next year to that, everything has been done already. So whatever we are chasing after, if it is pointless at the end of the day, we know that at the end of the day, no, this thing is not going to worth it. Then why chasing it? Why going after it? My brothers and sisters, like I said, this message probably come to you as why now? Now that I'm about to fire down 2025, let's fire well with God. Let's choose God. So this verse I just read reflects the frustration of living without a higher purpose, fear of the unknown, frustration with life's challenges, and sadness over, the hallmarks of life under the sun. So Solomon honestly wished he had more pursuit of God than his wealth, than all that he acquired. And more reason why he regrets. He had everything, but he didn't have more of God. So, brothers and sisters, what have I been saying in the past few minutes? I'm saying that earthly pursuits are fleeting, they promise fulfillment, but ultimately leave us empty. 2, striving leads to exhaustion. That is the pursuit of more, of more. It is, I want to do more, I want to do more. I have to do more. I have to do more. This cannot be it. You understand? This cannot be it. What of if that is it? You know, the pursuit of more, that is in brackets, burdens and drains us. That's why some people, they are so rich, they have the money, they have everything, but they are still working. They have everything, but they are still working. And you're like, you thought this one, in fact, your generations, 2 generations, 3 generations, they will meet what you have left. But you yourself, you are keen on lay, what are you pursuing? What is it? And then you now start thinking, really. And then this person, unfortunately, will pass away somehow. And then you hear stories. The money was spent lavishly, or the house was donated, and all that. We know all these stories. We know how it ends sometimes. That I said, Solomon's wisdom is spread around us till present day. So why striving to acquire earthly fleeting goals and fulfillment and all that? Why? Then we get ourselves exhausted. Why not chase God and get exhausted? Why don't we pursue God more and get exhausted? Let's get exhausted in God. And lastly, life without God is emotionally unstable. Bam. That's the closure. Life without God is emotionally unstable. So if you and I want to be stable, emotionally stable and balanced this year, you want to be more stable, you want to be more okay, you want to have rest, peace of mind, that peace that transcends all peace, that peace that makes no sense. We have to make sure that our life, is with God so that we can be emotionally balanced and stable. Because when we don't have, we are not emotionally balanced and stable, it means we will have fear, anger, and sadness. And this will prevail without a divine anchor. So God is our anchor. So when we don't have God in our life, it's like a ship that is just sailing around without a compass on the sea or a tuna. It has no stop, it has no bay, it has no shore. If you get to the shore, it cannot stop because it has no anchor that would pin it down. It has no anchor that will pause it. It has no anchor that it can rest on, that can hold it, that can control it, from swaying around. So my dear brothers and sisters, this is the encouragement I have for us this evening. I pray that God will continue to help us. And this is not the end of the sermon, as I said, not the end of the story. The despair of life under the sun reveals our deep need for something greater. That something greater is found in Jesus Christ. And so the thief will come only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John 10, verse 10. So, brothers and sisters, on Sunday, we will now look at the life under the sun. SON. Thank you for listening. and God bless. Amen. All right. Okay. Hello.
Hello, go on, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening. I hope that we're able to get learn one or two things from what have been said, and I think this is appropriate for me, and I feel like it should be for us because this is the um, early stage of the year, and if we start well, I'm sure we're going to end well. So that's been my conviction, able to share with us this evening. So yeah. So for the announcement this evening, we don't have new ones, but what we have are the few ones that are always reoccurring. And of course, we need to get ready again this year, as we always have it, to renew our pledges. Yes, to renew our pledges. So very, very soon again, we'll start coming to you to request for your pledge for the year. Stand your weekly, that is your tithes offering pledges, and then also the benevolence offering pledge too as well. So please let's start preparing ourselves, preparing our mind, pray about it. Don't forget about fasting. Okay, so let's put that at the back of our minds. Let's prepare ourselves and think about reflect, gratitude, and pledge to your giving so that you can be able to be accountable for it and all that, and God's name be glorified. Yes, and furthermore, um, along the side in the middle of the year, around June, the She raffle draw date, which has been rescheduled, will now, happen or will take place. That's June, 28th of June. Okay, yeah, 25th of June, 2025. And we are expected to, keep on, reaching out to these children by, buying tickets. And these tickets are going for 1,000 naira, and that's for one. And then also you can buy for the booklets, which is 20,000 naira for 20 tickets. So that's a booklet. And let's not forget that your money feeds a child. Okay. Feeds a child, it sends a child to school, it buys book, buy pencil, buys clothes, take care of their medical bills and all that, and also send them to school, put a smile on their face. In short, it provides essential things for them. So my brothers and sisters, we will not be having physical service, physical worship service this Sunday. It's gonna still be online, okay, virtual. So we will write here again to celebrate God, to appreciate Him, and also to learn from each other again on Sunday at the hour of 8 a.m. to 9:30. Yeah, 9:30. So please and please let's make ourselves available. Let's join. I know some of us are back home.